The co-convener of the Bring Back Our Girls movement, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili. The keynote speaker is Eminence John Cardinal Onayekon. The immediate past chairperson of the strategic team of the Bring Back Our Girls movement, Ajia Aisha Yesufu. The sit-out coordinator of the Bring Back Our Girls movement, Mr. Gapani Yanga. National President of the Kibaku Area Development Association, KADA, of the Chibok community, Mr. Dauda Ilia. The Chairman, Chibok Community, Abuja, Mr. Mukhtar Nkeki. Chairman Emeritus of the Chibok Community, Abuja, Mr. Ozaya Sambido. Members of the Bring Back Our Girls movement in Abuja, Lagos, London, New York, and our well-wishers in solidarity, I welcome you all to what is yet another unfortunate event, the 7th year commemoration lecture of the abduction of our Chibok girls, which took place on the 14th of April 2014. On that ill-fated night, 276 schoolgirls of Government Secondary School Chibok in Borno State were abducted. 57 of them escaped. 105 came back through independent escape and military negotiations efforts. And 112 Chibok schoolgirls remain in the captivity of the Boko Haram terrorist group. Under the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan, the government responded to the news of the abduction with absolute denial, and no action for rescue was taken until about 3 weeks after the abduction, losing advantage. This denial has proven to be very costly, one that 112 girls and their families continue to pay till this very moment. The government did set up the fact-finding committee on the abduction of the Chibok schoolgirls, headed by Ibrahim Sabo, a retired Nigerian Army Brigadier General, to assuage global outcry. The committee submitted its report on the 20th of June 2014, and since then, nothing has been heard of the report, nor has any implementation based on that report been communicated to the public, even by the successor administration. The co-convener of our movement and the chairperson of this event, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, will speak on the urgent call for disclosure and closure by the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, disclosure of General Sabo's report, and implementation of relevant recommendations to stem the tides of abductions in our country, and closure for the girls and their parents of this 7-year-old tragedy of pain, loss, and uncertainty. The government of President Muhammadu Buhari campaigned on a tripod of promises, security and the rescue of our girls being one of them, saying at his inauguration on the 29th of May 2015, and I quote, "We cannot claim to have defeated Boko Haram without rescuing the Chibok girls and all other innocent persons held hostage," end of quote. 6 years after that pledge, 112 girls remain in captivity. And to worsen matters, we have continued to see graduating incompetence of this government with an unending spate of school children abductions. Under this administration, on the 19th of February 2018, 113 girls from Government Girls Secondary School and Technical College, Dabchi, in Yobe State, were abducted. And by the sheer generosity shown by the criminals, 107 girls were returned. 5 were reported dead. And the lone Christian girl, Leah Sharibu, remains in captivity till today. On the 11th of December 2020, 344 boys of the Government Science Secondary School, Kangara, in Katsina State, the home state of the president, during his visit, were abducted, and their rescue was secured by negotiations with the criminals. On the 20th of December 2020, 80 students of Islamia School, Muhuta Town in Katsina State, still the home state of the president, were abducted, and their rescue was secured by negotiations with the criminals. On the 17th of February 2021, 27 students of Government Science College, Kagara in Niger State were abducted, and their rescue was also secured by negotiations with the criminals. On the 26th of February 2021, 317 students of Government Girls Secondary School, Gangebe in Zamfara State were abducted, and their rescue secured by negotiations with criminals under this administration. The administration of President Muhammadu Buhari has midwifed a full-fledged kidnapping industry of both school children, individuals, and aid workers in the Northeast, with Alice Ngada, a UNICEF health worker, still in captivity, following the execution of Seifura Husseini and Awa Mohammed Lima, both midwives with the International Committee of the Red Cross, her colleagues. This industry is aided by the government's machinery of propaganda observed in the repeated campaigns of the recurring killings of Shekau, who, according to this regime, has been killed at least 4 times, or the technical defeat of Boko Haram, and the decimation of Boko Haram, including the issuing of threats that do nothing to deter the criminals. Nigeria is under a siege of insecurity. No one is spared, and the citizens did not vote for this turn of events, and neither did they subscribe to the condescending indifference from the president. Our keynote speaker is Eminence John Cardinal Onayeko, a consistent and strong advocate of our girls and other victims of abductions, will delve into the lecture theme of how kidnapping in Nigeria became an industry, a journey to 2014. It has been 7 years, too long for our girls, their parents, and our nation, including the movement. It is our earnest hope that this will be the last lecture we would hold with our girls in captivity, and that insecurity becomes a thing of the past. In the time since the abduction, our movement engaged both administrations. Both administrations were adversarial in their disposition to the demands for the rescue of our girls and the prosecution of the perpetrators of these dastardly acts. We have endured state-sponsored media falsehoods, arrests, beatings, intimidation, harassment, and the tear gassing of members by state security agencies. We have challenged the infringement of our fundamental rights in court and won against the Jonathan administration when a ban of our meetings as a movement was declared illegal. This was set aside by the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory in the case of Adiza Bala Usman versus the Commissioner of Police. And currently, we are in court challenging the theft by the Nigerian police force of our properties at the Unity Fountain under the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Our democracy was fought and won. The sacrifices and deaths of comrades in the struggle will never be in vain, and it is the responsibility of every generation to ensure this. Bring Back Our Girls movement continues to do this, even in the faces of the tyranny we have encountered. All the government has thrown our way has been rebuffed by the sheer resolve of our members, refusing to be cowed or intimidated by either of the administrations. The singularity of our purpose remains sacrosanct. Bring back our girls now and alive. Although we, as a movement, took a break from physical meetings on the 27th of March 2020 in line with the COVID-19 protocol, and we will continue to observe the same until the country achieves herd immunity. However, we will continue to engage on social media and remain committed to advocating for our girls and everyone in abduction. This is our solemn commitment, and we remain committed to it. In concluding, may I thank our friends in the media for holding on, keeping faith with us, and keeping the cause of our Chibok girls alive. We truly cannot thank you enough. I also want to thank my colleagues, members of our movement in Nigeria and globally, for their steadfastness all these years, made even worse by the pandemic. I salute your bravery, your unrelenting sacrifices, and your commitment to this cause. May our earnest prayer come to pass. When shall we stop? Not until our girls are back and alive. And on that note, I welcome you to the 7th commemoration lecture of the Chibok girls' abduction. Thank you for listening. God bless you.